Hello and welcome everybody. So today I want to talk about our our beliefs and what's going on in the way it's conditioning our lives and all that. It could go a little bit deep. So if that's not your cup of tea, then move along, please. All right. So what we got to first look at what a belief actually is. A belief is something that either we have told ourselves over and over, or more commonly that other people have told ourselves, have told us over and over. Basically what this does is it anchors it into your mind. Psychology might call it anchoring. So what happens is we start to believe it. We've heard it over and over and over. You could write a certain sentence on a wall, and if you wrote that sentence over and over 400,000 times, you would start to believe whatever you're writing down. So, but what it boils down to is, I talked about yesterday about our focus and how, we have the light moving through us to focus. And what we do is we scatter that light around all to, a bunch of different things. So that light is creating our beliefs. So in other words, say, for example, if you believe money is making hard, or, making money is hard, then that's what life will show to you. So, for example, you would want to change your belief about money. I can say, there's people that wrote one book one time and made $100 million. There's people that recorded one album in one studio one time and made $100 million. Money's not hard. It's just that if our belief of it is, then it makes it, present itself in the world. The general public will tell you got to work hard, you got to get a degree, you got to do all this stuff to make money. And that's simply not the case. It's just a set of beliefs that they grew up with. And, as all this stuff, even down to religion, it's a set of beliefs that people live by. But we have the power to anchor new beliefs in our system and get rid of the old ones. We have the awareness, the Spirit of God, the Shakti that flows through us, to the same power that creates worlds and does, creates everything around us. We have the power to direct it with our beliefs and our focus. Our own powerful I am in scripture, he says, I am the way, I am the light. I am the vine and ye are the leaves. The vine is the consciousness, the infinite consciousness, and our beliefs, our focus, everything, we're manifesting, it appears into hard and fact in front of us. We can be or do or have anything we've ever wanted. Anything that you can conceive in your mind can be created in your life. This is the key. Let's drop the limiting beliefs and live a beautiful life. I love y'all. See you on the next